This is Stacy. We're going to make a duct tape pattern for her. This particular pattern will be to help modify a jacket into a coat hardy, but you can use this for any semi-fitted to fitted gown for your torso. You can also use it for legs, but I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to work on this. Basic materials is a little t-shirt that we're going to cut up. We have a marker. I prefer the bandage scissors. As you can see, they have that L and then they have a blunted end here. I find these work the best. I have used the other scissors, but with the sharper tip, you got obvious issues. And then duct tape. I have two partial rolls here. Depending on the stature of the person, anywhere from a roll and a half to 2 rolls, maybe a little bit more. I've never used more than 2 rolls. And that is my dog. Okay. So first one, we'll just do across. And you don't want to pull these too tight, because obviously duct tape is going to, put your arms up, please. There's a little elastic, and so you don't want to engage the elasticity too much. These are probably the longest stretches you'll take. Everything else will be fairly short. This is just getting the foundation. Should pull your hair up. We'll work around it. I've not counted this myself, but I have read people's comments on boards and whatnot, that they've had clients who've had asymmetrical due to scoliosis or various injuries, whatnot, and so this has allowed them to turn, please. This has allowed them to tailor fit someone who doesn't work on standard patterns. Even though rectangle is pretty much the universal shape that everything's based off of, some people are not rectangular. And so this is a good alternative. You're trying to figure out how to draft a pattern for someone who no other patterns get in or will work for them. You can also go down the sleeves if you wish. I'll do some stills at the end. Oh, sorry, got your hair. Some stills at the end. Talking and cutting is not helping. Should have done that one. Doing stills at the end of some body doubles I've done out of using this method. The main difference is, instead of turning into a pattern, I reshaped the t-shirt and filled it with foam and stiffening material. But it's the same process as this. And now we just fill in all the black to the bottom of the t-shirt.
Yep.
So this part, because we already have the garment, we're just tailoring it. This is going to be a quick 4-panel situation. The more complex the pattern, the more lines we're going to draw. And if we don't draw them straight properly here, you can always correct them after the fact. Turn around, please. Same line to the back. This part here I gotta look at. A bunch of them right there. Okay, and then our arm up, please. And this is the line that you and I are concerned about. Let's just get it off. Let me cut it off of you. Okay, turn them slightly, please. A bunch right there too. I'll get that later. Okay. Side. They don't even follow me for this. They can figure out what I'm doing. Okay. Cut you up the back, and then you can go to the bathroom and do the rest of it later. Like I said, these are bandage scissors. You can get them in the first aid aisle at your store. Some first aid kits come with them. I haven't had good success with the ones in the kits. They're kind of too loose to actually cut anything, but they're like $4 or $5. They're not too bad for craft scissors, and you're not going to. I'm just keeping tension on this and keeping from cutting any undergarments with my other hand. There we go. Okay, this will change.
Okay.
You should be able to just pull it off of it.
Yeah.
So here it is off of our model. I just cut the back seam like I said. Just took it off like a vest. And then here in a moment we're going to cut the other seams we did, and then I'll lay down the jacket just so you can see, have an idea of what we're looking at. And then that'll be basically it. That's not such a brutal thing. There's a lot of other tutorials that might take a little bit more in depth on it. I don't feel it was necessary to go more in depth. It's pretty straightforward. You just tape somebody's shirt to their body. There's also ways of doing it with saran wrap, but because both the saran wrap and the duct tape are elasticy, it's just too many variables in my opinion. Oh, that shifted a little on me. And if you find out that the lines that you drew are not the lines you wanted, simply retape them and draw new lines. You can either tape it back on the person, which is probably the best method, but if you have to, you can tape it on the table like this. If you want to lay flat, there are some issues with the bust, but it's all geometry, so any kind of tweaking or tailoring, it's not too hard to figure out with a little experimentation. Or like I said, you could probably find longer, more in-depth videos. This is just kind of I was doing this anyway, so I thought I'd record it and give you guys an introduction to this method of drafting patterns. And it's, as I was saying off camera, I do this mainly for, I made my doublets with this. Just to add a little allowance so they're a little looser. I'm not comfortable enough with my own abilities to make tight clothing for myself. That's probably something I'll work on this year. And then, but I do a lot for dress bodices. So I don't come down, usually I don't come so far below the waist. Maybe it was on camera, I'll say that. I don't come down so low below the waist usually. Except for on my doublets I do, but not on for dresses I don't. So that is all four laid out. And then my main concern is going to be the side seams here and here. Those are the shapes I'm looking for. So this is the jack we're working on. I have it turned inside out. I'm going to slide the panels. So here's the front panel. Find the seam. Lay this over it, and then I just transfer my marks. I'll probably still do a mock-up because I don't want to cut the real thing. So I might do just a tube with the side seams the way I want them. Not necessarily do a full garment. And then, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. Because this is inside out, that needs to be changed. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this one. So do that way, or you take it over to this side. And do the opposite side. Like that. But that, in just a few minutes, is generally how you do a duct tape pattern. So if you have any questions, message me. I will try to walk you through any steps I might have glazed over too fast. So, thank you.